What's going on, family? It's your man DeAndre Saxton back for another video. Oh, I am excited for this one. We're actually going to be going inside the program that I've created. As you guys know, I studied with the famous Bob Proctor, who was a masterful mindset coach for 60 plus years. He passed away in 2022, and I was fortunate enough to study with him in his inner circle for 2 years before he passed away, and he completely changed my life, taking my business from zero to 100,000 a month, from complete scratch, from complete sleeping in my car, driving for Uber. It changed my life, and I've been able to train over 300 people on the area of mindset. So if you guys are following me for the first time on my channel, welcome in. Make sure you subscribe. We're gonna get straight into it. How to actually become a high frequency man. Let's talk about it. Oh, guys, life is just like GTA. You know when you're playing GTA and you create your character, you start acquiring the resources, the guns, the cars, all that kind of stuff. Well, guess what? Real life is just like a video game, and it starts with your consciousness. You know, as you choose the video game character, you're choosing what kind of selection, clothes, all that kind of stuff. You do that in real life by using your thoughts, using your imagination. That is the great selector that will change everything in your life. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to actually raise your frequency, think in new levels so you can start to manifest new things into your life. And we're actually going to get into some heavy content because I teach this to my clients all the time. So it's the first time I'm kind of taking you as a deep dive here. So let's actually we call this lesson the quantum leap. Okay, so what is a quantum leap? A quantum leap is going from 0 to 100. In traditional world, whether it's business or life, most people think they have to take incremental growth. 5%, 20%. Something like this, guys. I want 0 to 100,000 a month, not in a year, like in 45 days. Like, that's crazy. That's called a quantum leap. So wherever you're at in your life, I don't care if you're sleeping on an air mattress, sleeping at your mom's house, or you've been at the same 10,000 a month in your business. It doesn't matter where you start, because you can use your imagination to quantum leap or jump to a higher version to yourself with the least amount of effort and the least amount of time. So that's what we define as a quantum leap, and you can absolutely do that. So to make a quantum leap, you're going to have to go from U squared, meaning you're going to accomplish far more in less time with only actually, let me slow this down, with only a fraction of the effort that you have. So a quantum leap is defined as a huge and sudden increase and advance in something. So in your business. So what would be a couple examples of a quantum leap? Like, let's just talk about money. Okay, so let's just say you are at 10,000 a month now, and you want to get to 100,000 a month, and say the next 3 to 6 months. That would be a quantum leap. Let's just say right now you are 100 pounds as a dude, you have no muscles, and you're pale. And in the next 6 months, you lock in, you hit the gym, you start getting tan. Right, that's a quantum leap. Let's just say you're stuck in one location in the United States. You're living in California, for example. And you start traveling the world, living as a digital nomad, and now you live in Dubai. Right, these are just examples of different kinds of quantum leaps that you can create in your life. You got to use your imagination to go out there and build exactly what you want to jump as. Right, so let's break down three things here. One major breakthrough comes from taking a quantum leap rather than making incremental improvements, such as pushing through thinking and acting radically different. So when we're going to jump to this higher version of yourself, because I have to give you these three quotes here, because if we're going to be building a high frequency man, we have to be operating on a whole new thought pattern, because we think in frequencies, as we're going to discuss here in a second. So we're going to have to jump to a higher version of yourself that you've never been before. I want you to know that humans, they have anywhere from 60 to 70,000 thoughts every single day. 60 to 70,000 thoughts every day. 90% of those thoughts are the same as yesterday. So what does that mean? That tomorrow is going to look very similar to today based on just human conditioning. Right, the humans, they operate on habits. That subconscious mind of yours controls 95% of your habits. So that's why it's been very difficult for you to change, or you've been stuck or inconsistent. So in order for us to build a high frequency man, we're gonna have to jump to a higher version of yourself, something so far outside of your comfort zone, something so far out of your spectrum of what you know, that you actually have to become a different version of yourself. And that's scary, but that's the actual place of creation. Now we're gonna start to build a high frequency man, because you're not thinking like yesterday's man, who was not high vibrational. Does that make sense? So we're going to have to think in a higher way. Number two here, personal growth and success often requires letting go of the familiar routines, comfort zones, and embracing risk and uncertainty instead. So you're never going to know. Right. There's something called the unknown zone that I talk about with my clients. And the unknown zone is the gap between your old life and your new life. Okay. So you already know your old life. You don't like it. Whatever it is that you're not happy with, guys, there's guys making $50 million a year, they're not happy. So it's not even about the money. It's just some people are not happy about certain aspects of their life. That's fine. Okay. So then you start moving into the new version of your life, but it hasn't yet materialized. And that gap between, okay, you're not in your old life, you're acting like a new person, right? You're waking up early, you're cutting your vices, you're not partying anymore, you're locking in, you're on monk mode. So you stop hanging out with your old friends, but yet you haven't attracted the new friends, the new money, the new things that come into your life. And it's scary because you don't know where the money, the resources, that things are going to manifest into your life. That's a scary place. That's called the unknown zone. That's actually where you let go and let God, right? So we go into number 3 here. Building a mindset for extraordinary success involves leveraging intuition, expecting miracles, and staying resilient against setbacks. So in order to do a quantum leap, you're going to have to tap into your intuition, which we will talk about in another video. So let's actually talk about how frequencies work and how you're actually going to build a high frequency man. So the basis is this. There's something called the law of vibration. I'm sure if you're watching this right now, you've already heard the law of attraction. Most people have heard of the law of attraction. The law of attraction is actually a secondary law. Okay. The primary law is actually called the law of attraction, or sorry, law of vibration, rather. The law of vibration states that everything is moving, nothing rests. Everything is as seemingly solid as a rock. If you look down at the molecules of it and the atoms, it is moving. The electrons are moving. Everything is moving. Some more dense than others, but everything has at a foundational level is moving via the atoms, and everything is connected. So if something is oscillating and vibrating, that means it has a frequency. And so things will always attract to themselves that are on the same frequency. Does that make sense? So let's take this for example. How many millions of YouTube videos are there on YouTube right now? I don't know what's the number, but there's a shitload of videos uploaded every single day on YouTube, right? Each of those videos have a frequency. Guess what? You're on my frequency right now. You're watching this video. Out of the millions of videos that will be uploaded in the past and into the future, you're watching my video at this point in time because you're on my frequency. So we are on the same level. It works the same way with the law of attraction. So the law of vibration states that I have a frequency. This video is a frequency and that it could be tapped into at any period of time. Okay? Law of vibration. Law of attraction states that whoever's magnetized to me versus via the title, the thumbnail, or whatever period in time where they're resonating with me at this point in this video, that's the law of attraction, meaning you will attract the same things that are on the same frequency as you. Following me here, okay? So I needed to preface that before we go into this, because if we're going to want to raise our vibration, if we're going to want to raise to a higher frequency version of ourselves, we have to understand that we think on frequencies, the thought patterns that you have, because you think in a habitual way. It's known as your paradigm. Okay, so I'll go ahead and put, I don't think I have it here. Maybe I'll go and scroll down. No, I don't have it in this one. Maybe I'll put like an image somewhere around here. So we have two parts of our mind, our conscious mind, our subconscious mind, and then we have our body. So the conscious mind, that's our imagination. That's our intellectual mind, the mind we went to school with. Then we have our subconscious mind. That's the one that's our habitual thinking. It controls our actions and it controls how we see ourselves, our self-image, all these different factors, right? So that part, that subconscious mind, that habitual way of seeing yourself and thinking and acting, that has a frequency that has attracted everything into your life. If you don't believe me, go look in the mirror. Whether you're proud of yourself in the mirror or not, that is a reflection of how you see yourself. If a person is overweight, they have overweight self-image. If a person is muscular and going to the gym, they have a muscular and going to the gym self-image. So what we have to do here is that has created and manifested the things into our life because of the frequency that we thought on. Okay, following me here. So how do we raise to become a high frequency man? What we're going to do is we're going to set a goal so big, so out there, that it causes us to jump to a future version of ourselves. Now, we're going to get a little metaphysical here, but you're going to follow me, right? So the fact that you can imagine yourself being a better version of yourself, driving that car, having that body, having that beautiful girlfriend, living in that city, whatever it is that you want, the fact that you can even have that imagination means that it's possible for you, that there's a version of yourself somewhere in the universe that it's already been done, because creation is already finished. You can only manipulate it or manifest it or change form. It's called transmutation, changing one form of energy to another. Okay. What's a good example of that is Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi signal comes straight into my laptop. It transmutes it into audio, video, and Netflix and everything else on my laptop. So changing one form of energy to another. So creation is finished, but you can transmute energy, changing it one form to another. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this bigger vision of yourself. You see right here where it says goal. We're going to take this big audacious goal of who you want to be. The guy that has a nice body, guy who has a good character, living his dream life, driving his dream car, having his dream girls, or whatever he wants to do. We're going to take that vision of yourself and we're going to transmute it into right now. We're going to start to act, walk, and think like that person now. You see how on this bottom part here, how we have thoughts thinking, our thoughts on this frequency, we're going to jump to the future version of ourselves. We're going to jump to a higher frequency version of ourselves by acting and thinking and imagining ourselves as our future state now. By doing this, you're naturally going to raise your vibration. You know why? Because you're no longer thinking like the man yesterday. You're no longer thinking like the man stuck at 10,000 a month who's driving for Uber or stuck at wherever he's at in life. You're no longer thinking like yesterday's person. Remember how I said 90% of our thoughts are the same as yesterday? You no longer think as that low frequency person. You're going to start thinking like a new version of yourself. And if you do this correctly, you're thinking of a person at such a higher level that actually raises how you think about yourself. It raises the thoughts that you have, the actions in which you do. That's how you start to operate on a higher frequency version of yourself. Yes, you can do meditation. Yes, you can do visualizations, and these are great. But we're talking about changing your self-image, man. We're talking about going to a new level that you've never been to before. We're talking about quantum leaping in ways that will like blow your mind. I've seen it for myself going from dead broke for 5 years. I think my first 5 years in entrepreneurship, I probably made maybe $80,000, maybe. Like I was just not winning from 19 to 23 years old. Then I start with Bob Proctor and he taught me these principles and I go make 100 grand in my first 2 weeks. The next month I made $250,000. It was insane. Like, how do you go from not being able to even pay rent, then you're going to making a doctor's salary per month? Like, it's pretty crazy. Why? Because I did exactly this. I became a high frequency man by jumping to a higher version of myself. I saw the man that was earning 6 figures a month. Like right now, showing up on this YouTube video, I'm showing up as the guy that has 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I think, act, walk, show up as that person now before it happens. Because what happens is I'm no longer thinking as the frequency version of myself as yesterday. I start thinking like the man that already has the subscribers, that has the community, that has everything. As I start to think, act, and walk like that person, I am magnetized and those things start to magnetize towards me. Does that make sense? So that's what we're going to do for yourself. You're going to build a high frequency version of yourself by living that future life. Do this now, bro, and watch how you're going to come visit me in Dubai. You're going to message me on Instagram and be like, yo, bro, I did what you said. And now you're out here building a 7-figure business. You're driving your dream car. You have your dream girl and you're living the life that you want because you became a high frequency man. As you guys see, there's a lot that goes into this. This is just literally like 0.5% of everything I teach to my clients. So I love it. If you guys like this, make sure you subscribe below. I put out multiple videos every single day because there's so much content. We talk about the dating side. We talk about building the lifestyle. We talk about actually how to apply these things, the metaphysical, the universal laws. There's so much material that we have here. And I have so much to give to you guys. So we're going to be staying locked in. So make sure you subscribe below. If you want to get in with the community, you can join our school group. You'll find that in the link in the description below where I teach you guys how to do this and go to the next level in your life. So I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Take care.